Kanae Minato's debut novel, Confessions, is a dark psychological thriller told in a fractured multi-perspective structure. And we're here for all kinds of bizarre structures that force you to get involved with the story. You know, some splatpunk is good for entertainment, but psychologically disturbing books, yeah, we're here for it. Welcome to Check That Book, a special place on YouTube where you and I get acquainted with some of the most bizarre works ever created. Creativity has no limits, obviously, and we on this channel tend to go towards the transgressive kind of content, not just books, because in my book, disturbing or transgressive content also deserves to be talked about, and some of it even has certain merit to it. So, and today is one of those days. We're not going to look at some random splatpunk. We are going to look at a decent psychological thriller that actually it's kind of a slow burner, but in its core, it's a tragedy. Now, this is a bit extra disturbing to me personally because it is centered around a school. So at its core, the story begins with a middle school teacher whose young daughter is found dead in the school pool. Now, what initially looks like an accident, well, turns out to get its reveal through her confession to her class, the teacher's confession to her class. It's a murder mystery kind of a thing, but it's also very psychologically oppressing. The teacher orchestrates a chilling revenge that actually sets off a chain of psychological collapse among everyone involved in this accident. So you know what? I love it. I genuinely school-themed horror and disturbing content, the films, the books, true crime cases, always, they don't fascinate me per se. Religious horror fascinates me, for example, because it's genuinely scary for some reason. We've talked about this in my Exorcist video. Make sure to check out the Exorcist video, both Exorcist videos in the links below. When I say both, I mean that we've talked about the book separately and about its film adaptation. So check it out, kindly. But the school-themed horror, I don't know, we need to talk about Kevin, the class. Those kinds of books and films, they truly are unnerving. I myself am a survivor of a psychological mistreatment at schools, and I speak about this, for example, in my own book, Misanthropically Inclined. Make sure to check it out as well. Misanthropically Inclined is available on Amazon, both as an ebook and this wonderful hardback version. Now, this is not just a poetry book. This is kind of a confession of my own. I hope it delivers some interesting thoughts and ideas and calms you down a bit. If you are misanthropically inclined yourself, then most likely this one will echo. Make sure to check out the book through the links I provide in the description, as well as my website. Now, what I actually love about this book, besides its eerie premise, it is unnerving, it's that each chapter is narrated by a different character connected to the incident, and every perspective reframes what the reader thought they understood. It's a bit of a mindfuck, this one, and instead of a straightforward narrative, we get this, and it becomes a study of manipulation and guilt and the disturbing psychology of both children and adults alike within the school setting too. And it all connects pretty damn well. The book itself is often categorized as iamisu. I might have mispronounced it, pretty sure I did, but it literally means mystery, like a Japanese subgenre focused on the darker and more uncomfortable sides of human behavior. And the writing itself, it's so cold and controlled, I believe it is deliberately unsettling. So rather than relying on gore, this one creates unease through emotional cruelty and moral ambiguity, and the slow revelation of how far people will go when they feel justified. Yeah, that's a pretty common idea in all of these school-based or school-related stories that tend to be disturbing all the time. So without any major spoilers, because I do highly recommend this book, not just as a good disturbing book, but just as a good book, the confession lecture itself is, to me, one of the best parts of the book, if not the best, because the way the teacher calmly announces to her entire class that two of the people in this classroom have done something. I'm trying not to spoil, but I think you know where this is heading, right? How did the daughter die? The students think she's exaggerating, but yeah. Then there's the big reveal, and wow. No, okay, I was kind of lying. The best part to me personally is the revenge part, but okay, no, actually it's not the best, because I would have done it differently. I would have written it differently, but it's incomplete to me, the revenge part on the teacher's side. The HIV virus plot, how the teacher, yes, spoiler alert, the teacher infects the students' milk with HIV virus, apparently, so that now the students are petrified that they might be carrying this deadly disease in them. And wow, it's such a psychological trick. And well, did she really poison the milk? Did she? It's spoiler alert. You can probably guess. But yeah, why it was such a disappointment to me. Because yeah, I'm bloodthirsty like that. And if you're gonna carry out a vengeance, carry out a vengeance. On the other hand, again, that was a very clever trick. And it worked both well on the students as well as on the readers. I was shocked, and positively shocked, that wow, she really did this? Did she really do this? Holy shit, that is big. I'm not sure I would have been able to do that. A part of me kind of thinks that yes, sure, vengeance, right? But on the other hand, the teacher perhaps have done a morally better thing, And also there's the consequences that spiral out of control. Like each narrator reveals their version of events, and it becomes clear that no one is purely innocent, or purely monstrous for that matter. Again, I love it. I love this counterbalance in between, and the line between victim and the perpetrator keeps collapsing, and this is interesting. We want sometimes to read something that is a true mystery, a psychologically unnerving to boot, and in overall the shock value of this horror, or can you actually call it horror? No, it's about psychological discomfort mainly, and we need more books like this too. If you have something in mind, please leave your recommendations in the comments section below, because such books really deserve to be talked about. They deserve a spot because they're genuinely interestingly written. And yes, sure, I'm aware that there is a film adaptation. I'm yet to watch it, and perhaps there will be a video about this one too one day in my book versus film category. For now though, I would like to thank you all so much for watching. If you like unorthodox content and being acquainted with disturbingness that I introduce you to in these videos of mine, please make sure to give this video a boost in the form of an erect thumb and make sure to subscribe for more. Take good care of yourselves and your loved ones, ladies and gentlemen, and I shall see you all as soon as possible. Cheers!